It's your boy Peanut here, with a slamming different time hit. You know, getting in all the Indian viewers at this point, because what is it? Uh, this is what like the I'm not allowed to say the word, but there's a certain type of American who will go online at this point because it's very popular in the Indian community. Because at the moment you're gonna have like I think it probably will be like 5 o'clock over there now, because I think they're 6 hours ahead of us. So like people like Tectone and no, not Nicholas Durio. He does it really late at night. And my only thing about that is just like it just shows you the kind of fans that they would have, because I'm not gonna watch because he does it that late for his, because he's still doing it. Like, I don't know actually. Sometimes he's still doing it up until about like 6 or 7 my time. But I don't know where he's from. I think he's from New York, so I don't know actually. But and he does it during the week, and I just think like, who are they gonna be? Maybe people who work, I suppose. But I just don't think so. A lot of them are just gonna probably be like jobless students. I might be wrong. And he gets donations, so probably. But I don't think that proves anything. Kids will just give money to anyone for a show these days. But yeah, I'm doing things a little bit different because I've got today off. I'm gonna be doing something at like 1 o'clock, probably up until about like 3ish. And I kind of just got a bit restless because I wake up so freaking early because of my kids, even if it's like my day off. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I tried to sleep in today and I slept until 7, which I know that does sound kind of normal. Well, I think that's just normal for most people. If you start work at 9, you probably wake up at 7 when you have a shower and get ready. You know, you do all your get ready and stuff for 8, leave the house for 8, get to work for 9. But normally I've got an alarm set for 6:30, and I was just like, I was having like a really nice. I was like, my bed is just like at the absolute like optimal temperature for me. I don't know what it is, just by some fluke, the type of mattress that my bed has. And because when I was around my parents' house when I was cat sitting, my mum had bought like a new winter talk duvet. So you get like obviously you get like the duvet sheet, and then the duvet itself, and the duvet itself is like has some tog, and that's like how much insulation it has. So if it's like and again, some cultures don't even have to worry about this. You live in like an equatorial country, you don't have to ever worry about winter. It's just crazy. You don't have to worry about a fucking radiator. You don't have to worry about that. But obviously you have to worry about like the heat, so you have AC. But anyway, my argument to that though is always like, you could probably generate enough energy with solar panels to ironically work AC, which just seems to be like a sensible way for them to kind of make. Oh, I do have some cracks on my phone. Not like massively bad, but like it's on the back bit. There's just like a bit, but fortunately I don't have I'm not really I don't want to like break the screen, because it's so tacky if you just break the screen. And generally, like, it's like if I'm ever jogging, I usually just hold my phone, but I'll be holding it like an absolute. That's why I say, like, if I went to London, I'm not gonna like underestimate how like. But I think a lot of the people, they do snatch the phones off. It would be like people who are just very, very like dainty women who are just holding it just very like daintily like that. So if someone, but it'd just be funny if you just someone like me, I just try to like just grasp me as hard as I can, and even just maybe just like tie a bit of rope around or something like that, and just like walk around. That could be quite a funny sketch. And if one of the bikers tries to like take your phone, you could just like yank them off their bike. That's actually probably a good idea. Actually, that's what they should do. I mean, that's probably what they would do if you were like actually the Met were like, okay, let's actually try and stop the phone theft. That's probably what you do. Just get a bunch of undercover police officers, and obviously they just all have like these dummy. They're probably like maybe Apple could just let them have a couple of like, their dummy. So even if it did get nicked by accident, it doesn't matter. And then they'll just walk around, and then you should just keep doing that for long enough. Eventually, just sort of catch them out. Or they'd learn to stop doing it because the police are going to nick them. Just actually mental. So yeah, I'm going to be streaming at this point for maybe just a couple of hours, and I might go back on afterwards. But yeah, I just basically just got to a point where I was just kind of like, well, like, it is my day off, so I don't know why like, I'm feeling like weird to play a game at this time. But it's normally I don't play until like at least midday. It's just for some reason I was just able to get ahead of everything. The only thing I do need to do, which actually I could have done to be fair, I'll do it tomorrow. It's to clean the muck out the cages. I do need to do that. Mostly just not the blue one, because that one I've only just added, but it's the grey and that purple one. I need to just kind of muck them out. It's going to be a bit complicated because I'm here, but I think I got a process in place. It essentially just involves. I might have to put it in the bathtub. Just spray it down in the bathtub. So I got to clean that bathtub. Like fuck. Jeez. I'll be alright. It's just because it's just so easy when you have a hose. But because I live in a flat, I'm sure there is like a public one, but like I just don't really want to be like advertising like. Even though there's nothing wrong with it, because this is my flat, but just I don't know, just don't want to. Just people like they're weird, aren't they? But you can't have that guinea pigs in your place. I'm allergic to guinea pigs. I'm like, I don't think it makes any difference. Hey, so I'm going to call up the landlord now, the building manager, and then it'll be like some black woman will come over and she'll just be like, you can't have these guinea pigs here. This breaks rule 1652. I'd be like, what rule? Can you show me? And she'd be like, how dare you question me? If those guinea pigs aren't gone by tomorrow, I'm gonna make you're gonna be in the back of a meat wagon. That's a colloquialism for police ban. Yeah, so I got today off. Sort of going through the what's it called? Chipping off my annual leave. As we just ever so slowly get towards Christmas, which is like actually not far away now. But it's just kind of sad. It's like I don't know. I just feel like there's probably like I don't know, just a lot of blokes in my situation where it's like, is there actually anything that they look forward to anymore? If that makes sense, like in terms of like Christmas, because I think there's just a lot of people, for example, because I've got kids, but I did have to like go through hell because, like, no offense, it was just women are just they've broken because they've just been given too much power, and people just like side with them, no matter, even like other men. So you can't do anything. Yeah, it's like so difficult. If you just want to try and get kids, you're gonna get screwed because the only way you can have kids is obviously going for a woman, and then it's just the woman just gets all the rights anyway. So it's just as soon as the baby's born, until anything stops, the mum is just gonna get like basically, unless there's very rare circumstances for the bloke, but in general, like it doesn't matter because there's just all these like backwards laws that just seem to like, especially around the SA and stuff. Like women don't actually need any proof in some circumstances to prove like SA. And there is like, it does feel like there has been like, I don't know, some uh I suppose perversion of like that meaning, which is just allowed insane things to happen. It's just like the no fault divorces as well, because I just see, it's funny because I think like my parents were coming around, and I was like, I was talking about like, the divorce rates and why they were so high, and I was like, well, the thing I only found out was like no fault divorces were only like introduced in like the late 90s. So when I was still a kid, like, so when I was like still like, I don't know, a young kid, basically my mom and dad just couldn't, my mom wouldn't just be able to like leave my dad unless she had like good proof, unless she had like actual proof that my dad was like being unfaithful or doing like hitting her or something. But now it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. You could just, women can just leave without any reason whatsoever, just if they feel like it. And as a result, it's essentially, it's just the whole system's just been about stripping white men, straight white men with power, and it has to be straight. That's very important. That's like, it has to be, because like if you're bi or part of like that umbrella, you're just, again, you're part of like this other. They've got, that's another like, I'd say like very inflammatory cult where you just sort of like go in and everyone in there is just like, it's, again, it's like the whole concept of LGBTQIA is just basically everything except like straight people. It's just everyone except straight people. It's like, all the straight people, we don't like you. You're not part of this club. And that's what basically they've done. So what they do is they're just like opened up the umbrella of genders so much that effectively they're trying to indoctrinate everybody by just getting them to like accept they're like some stupid like insane like crazy gender. And as a result of that, it's just, again, it's like you just can't really go in good faith with a lot of these people. I mean, I told you about that situation yesterday. Like, I'm still batting them off now. I mean, I should just ignore them, but I do find it funny. But you just can't. You cannot talk with them. Like, even if you like, because sometimes I'll change the rhetoric and I'll just like try and like I try and like reason with them, and I say like, why do you come at me with such bad faith? It's like, why do we just can't have a discussion? Like, I didn't actually write anything that bad. All I said was just there is a massive amount of women who are like who do absorb a lot of like very very like depraved SA domination sort of style like porn, and that's just inherently true. And the trans person's response was, well, just as well that's important and not real women, which all of the fans like thought that was like a slam dunk. But that doesn't make any sense, because you buying it because that's what you want, that you just proved my point. But it doesn't, and that's what I'm saying, it doesn't matter. So even though they said that, and I read it, and I was like, I don't care. Men aren't just watching stuff that they're not attracted to. It just doesn't make any sense. So you think like people are watching porn they're not aroused by, and that's what I'm saying. So then, and there was a person who was like, because I saw after a while, because the reason you get ratioed, by the way, is because, so it does, and this is why it never makes any sense. It's because like you've gone into obviously like an LGBTQ plus community, because they're trans. So everyone on there is just going to be like their friend. So of course you're going to get ratioed, because it's just, there's probably a bunch of people who are just never going to see that because they've probably blocked that account. But they would agree with me, but they blocked it because they just don't want to hear from them. And again, it's just this ignorance where you're like, you just need to, you know, I'm going to be teaching my kids all of this as well, my boys. Just like, it just doesn't matter all this stuff, like when you're hearing things. Like, very much the most important thing you need to like learn is just who is actually talking to you. And you have to like be arrogant. Who are they? Like, what's their history? Where do they come from? What is their intelligence and IQ? And then you got to like put that up against like you, and then you got to think, okay, well, if you're just some butt ugly like Somalian dude, and it could be because anyone could be on X or the internet, and like I don't know, you live in a shack, and like you wake up and you're just like itching all the time because you're just covered in like fleas, and you've probably got a really bad like toothache because your teeth are rotting, and you're just in pain all the time. And then all you have to eat in the morning is just like some old like crusty like flatbread. And then you've just got like a little bit of like, you got like your shitty like iPhone 7. And you're just on X and you just see someone like me just kind of like saying something you don't like. Yeah, you're gonna probably throw rocks at me because you're just jealous, and we just like, that's the whole point, is that they can't hurt me personally. So they just want to try and like ruin your day a little bit. And that's just basically like what the whole fallacy is. It's just like, oh, and then I kept like mentioning like, oh, I think you don't, because it's true, because a lot of like no-face accounts, they're probably like Muslim, like inbred Muslim, Indian, black. I'm not meaning American black, by the way. We need, I need to be clear on that, even though there probably are some. I'm talking more like African black, because Africa are like online now. So again, you've just got like people who you have absolutely, and you don't know because they don't show their picture, they don't have a name. You can't find anything out on their profile. Even if they do, it's probably not even true. I mean, that goes both ways for me as well. But like, I go in there with that intention. Like, I don't care about it unless like someone talks to me from like a really big account, and it's like an actual named public figure. Fine, I'll give that a bit of credence. But if it's just shit munchers, it doesn't matter. No one's gonna. And like because the internet, I suppose, is still to some extent quite new. I think that will probably be something we're going to probably see in like the next decade or so. So whether we'll just do what China does and we'll just try and like do it so like you'll have X US, and like the only way you can use it is if you have been KYC'd. So you can't just like use an anonymous like email address or something. You have to actually like show like your passport, right? And if you don't like it, that's fine. If you want to like say I don't like Big Brother or whatever, fine. You'll not use it, and you'll have to just like go back and you'll continue to use like the what we now know as the current internet. That'll just be like almost like the leftover bit, and it'll just get ruined because it's just going to keep getting filled with more and more bots, which is the only reason why we need to do like the KYC, because then at least we know that like the numbers of people online are actually real people. Not now where it's just like, oh, you don't know, you just got like thousands of accounts and they're just like there's no real affiliation of who they're from or anything. It's just ruined everything, and like that's the thing, that's the dead internet theory anyways. Like, you don't have any like real legitimacy of like who you're ever talking to. And the funniest thing is like the Indians will talk about like how they don't like that, but they're one of like the biggest proponents, one of the biggest consumers for like cryptocurrency, because I do crypto a little bit, I dabble, and like one of the biggest components of that is the KYC, and they have no problem doing that. So they're happy to like give their passport away, and I've even done some because like when I was in Pi, they actually they let people like verify the IDs for them. You weren't allowed to like take any pictures or like, remember the names. Like I don't, but like yeah, I just remember like it just needs you to verify. Like you're seeing a little picture of like a little Asian man holding like a passport, and it looks like the same picture as he's submitting his passport. And yeah, there'd be loads of like Indian guys who just play, you just see like an Indian man. And so it's like they're happy to do it there when it's all about crypto, but they'll like bury their heels in because they know that if they did it on like using the internet, they won't be able to go on all their creepy like yeah like lolly sites and all of like the pretending to be like LARPing as like European men on X because they won't be able to do that because as soon as you try and log into the new web, it will just say like Harjeet Patel is like logged in India, and if he wants to still like maybe put his profile picture as like a Greek statue, that's fine. But like there'll be somewhere in the server that the police will be able to like track if he's trying to troll people, or he's like trying to like yeah like meet up with little kids. They just immediately be able to know who he is because they would have KYC'd, and that's the whole. It just doesn't seem like a problem. The only people, in my opinion, who complain are, in my opinion, are the ones who have things to hide. Because I see that as being good. I know they're not going the digital ID route. That's a little bit far. That's a little bit draconian. But I think like the KYC certainly for just using the internet is because I don't really understand the sort of fallacy that people have so much. It's just. Because security is so bad on the internet, and we could actually probably make it a bit better if we just put harder rules, and unfortunately we have to. I wish I could be like, let everyone do it, but we can't. It's abundantly apparent, unless you want to accept this 1,000-year-old fallacy, that every single human being is exactly the same. The only difference is the environmental output that has been done. So essentially like all those like Somalian kids, all the Kenyans and all like the Nigerian kids, when you see them in their school, they're actually all just as capable and as smart and as intelligent as like a group of like Chinese kids in China. And the only difference is, the only reason those Nigerian kids aren't able to do that is just because the area around them isn't as good, which is our fault. Even though we've given them trillions probably at this point in aid, since I was a little boy. And that's the problem, is that you can't do it, because I'm now the sort of the voting force. I'm now the like driving force. I'm in my 30s. I'm like the part where, because again, like the great men of the countries aren't being elected at my age. Just then, I'm still probably too young. I've got another couple of decades of me getting angry to like work on. I'd be too spring chicken, and I'm aware of that. But that's okay, because men do get more wise with time. There's difference with women. As women, their value decreases as they get older. Men's it goes up. Because women care about what men's resources, and men have to like work over time to acquire resources, and then men care about a woman's like virtue and purity, and also age, like what they look like. Because we want that. Because I want to have kids. I don't want to have kids with the old hag. I want kids with like the supple young woman who's gonna like produce good kids and also be like fit and healthy to like look after them. I don't want to bang like the 40-year-old who's gonna like, I don't know, probably like might have complications anyway, and my children are gonna be at risk. And the worst thing is, I think the women actually don't want to work. They don't want it, and they just think they just don't want to give it up. I think the one thing people have learned is just women don't give things up. They all refuse to relinquish power, and it's just we don't know what to do. Because I think like blokes are just definitely at that part now where we just know that we know the answer, and unfortunately there is only one real way that we can stop people. But the only problem with it is that there's going to be a lot of men as well who are like, so how are you going to know? You see what I mean? Because there's going to be like, what I'm basically inferring is just that like we'd have to like force the women in some way to just not be able to vote, because we just have to act like daddy with the naughty little daughter you have, and that's how you got to look at the women, I'm afraid. All of them, even like in their 30s, the ones who like haven't had a strong male figure who's just been able to like get them to stop them acting out and being like big gobby loudmouths. Sorry. Yeah, we'll have to stop them, because they're just gonna just ruin everything. And it's like there's too many people who are aware of how hard people have worked for this country, and just if we're gonna give it away just because a bunch of like people don't understand what they're doing, and it's just gonna look so stupid, because it's just gonna be like written. The stupid white race was taken out because they let women vote, and the smart Islam came in and took them all out, using their dastardly tricks, because they're so clever. They knew if they just block out all the straight white men, push all the straight white women, but we used indoctrination. And we know that like all straight white women are loved by all people of color. We know that Indians and black guys love their snow bunnies. So it's perfect. It's just like the best racket. It's just what's happened. And then we're going to teach women as well to go out and have sex as openly as you want, and use like dating apps, which is just, or social media, which it attracts like the worst people, but they don't care, because again the women are like very easy to be manipulated. So these like chads are just gonna like 2 Chainz or Drake are just gonna probably just like show a picture of like a car and be like, I got my jet waiting, you just come on over. That's probably all he has to say. And then they'll just be like so smitten by it that they'll do it, and they'll just easily go over there, and then they'll sleep with Drake, or 2 Chainz, or LeBron James, or I don't know, just another like a rapper, and then he'll just ghost her the next day, because he's Drake. He'll just like literally, she'll wake up in his bed and he'll be gone. Probably like just with another woman, or he's just hang out with his like entourage, and then they'll be like, probably just like a maid or someone else come in and be like, oh yes, Mr. Drake is gone. He said you can go back. There's flight tickets available for you. And then that's it. The women then just feel really stupid. And also they've been brainwashed. They've been taught that all men are the same. Because again, this is the big psyops, is that we're all the same. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your upbringing. If you're a little Somalian man and your head looks a bit deformed, that doesn't matter. He is just as capable as you. If anything, he's probably more capable. Even though maybe he wasn't able to like even eat like the right nutrition, it doesn't matter. He was still able to fully develop. And what about all the inoculations and vaccines? It doesn't matter. He's just as capable and smart as all of us. So she goes home, and then she thinks it's all men. She'll think it's all men. She doesn't, in her head, because she doesn't want to be racist, she won't say it's just like Drake black men. She won't say it's like 2 Chainz or whoever. And that's why I keep saying, every time I watch like these like stupid podcasts, I always like want to ask like, what race is the guy? And that's just the psyops. This is what like feminism has taught women, because they know that they don't want them to like reveal to the man that it is probably like mostly black men now doing it. It's like mostly black celebrities that are probably doing it. I think mostly the white celebrities, the men are like actually trying to look for like a woman to marry, but it's just not very like in. Like black men don't. I don't think black guys want to get married. I just don't. Especially the famous ones. I just don't think they do. I think successful men do, because they want to like. Sorry, successful white men do, because they want to like have kids and try and like pass on their like their heritage. But I just think with black guys, it's just more they just want to be like playboys all the time, and it's just they just want to be like have loads of partners and loads of like baby mamas, and just like probably in between that they are just like sleeping with like tons of just like I say, like the really really attractive like white women, and that's it. And then so once you do that, you just ruin them forever. And this is the big thing that people are not allowed to talk about, but it ruins. Once a woman sleeps with like a high value man, so like a celebrity or a really famous person, rich person, that's it. She won't be able to date down. She'll always pine over that guy, and either she'll just like be undateable forever, in the sense that she will like only go on like social media and only talk to people who are like on that level. So even like her own like looks match, she wouldn't date, because she's just had a taste of like the top, and women are just it's so difficult for women to go below their means. They can't. Hypergamy, just they need to go up, because it's like a biological thing that they need to do. As a woman, you want to just be like trying to get the best genes. So I think like that's why, like, as well, like I think if you like think about Chinese people, and I was thinking about this, like when you think about like Chinese celebrities, they just don't have like the same thing. They don't have like the shitty pop. Like they probably do have like, sorry, they'll have their celebrities, sorry, they'll have like their athletes will probably be like famous, or like they're famous musicians, like classical musicians will be like celebrities, and that's what I'd say is a celebrity, someone who's got like good talent. And yeah, I think they deserve to like absolutely be like, but not the sort of Western celebrities where it's just any fuckhead. It's just like just at the right place in the right time, and that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Even when Moist Critical admitted that, he's like, to be honest with you, I just was lucky. I just was uploading my videos. I was just at the right place and the right. That's like, no, that's not good enough. That isn't good enough. Being a celebrity shouldn't be just like a fucking lottery ticket. That's not how it works. It should be a vetting process where actual people who know their soul are like making sure you're like actually worth it. It's not just, okay, a bunch of fuckheads who we don't actually know are just saying we like you, and because everyone has got the same view, they could very well easily they're just as important. Their opinion is just as valuable as like that number of Mensa geniuses, and that's the logic we've got. It's just like any person who has a YouTube account, any human who has a YouTube account is just able to just do anything the same as anyone else. And so if they want to ruin your day, and you like, you know, you make a video they don't like, they could spend like all their day and all their life just trying to ruin your channel and just mass reporting it and downvoting it and making loads of accounts and doing it, probably having like your WhatsApp groups to try and like block it, because that's just how people work. Some people are just really angry and just they got a lot of free time because they don't have jobs. They're just very bitter. So if you come across or you do anything, they'll spend like all their life, and that's the thing, is especially with like successful white people, because that's the thing they hate the most. And it's like that's the other rule as well. It's like in that conversation I was having yesterday, the one thing that they all want me to say is something really inflammatory, so then they could probably try and get me fired, because that's what they're doing. These people don't care about you. They'll concern troll, and they might say things like, oh, I'm worried that you need to go to therapy, and I always say like, you're not worried about me, you don't care. If I was gone tomorrow, you'd love it. Don't sit here and pretend you give a damn, because you don't. you probably actually want me to be insane. Like, you're actually probably more annoyed that I'm not insane and I'm sort of I'm standing up to you. That's the truth of what you're saying. So I'm going to try and concern troll and pretend like I'm worried about you, and it's not. It's like, actually, you're just like, maybe what you're seeing is something's unusual, and you're just playing that as like a very like basic form of that must be he's insane because someone's doing something that's not normal. But again, that's like when you this is again, it's like when you speak with NPCs, it's like they don't really get things. They can't think outside of like, I don't know, what's happening in the immediate now. They're not able to conceptualize bigger like holistic ideas and concepts. Yeah, it's just nuts. And obviously that's happening with all facets. It's happening in the voting. We're getting all the Canadian people, just like you get to see like the polling, and it's like six like really funny looking Indian guys, like different. It's like the different archetypes of Indian guys. You've got like the sort of like fat bald one with like the sort of like the parting hair, and then you've got like sort of like little skinny dweeby one with glasses on. Then you've got like just classic like female looking like, but not like the really attractive, just like very average, just like middle aged like Indian woman. Then you've got like an Indian guy with a beard and a turban. Then you'll have like a sort of like more rugged, good looking, your lawyer kind of like looking like Indian dude who probably has like he probably had like a white dad or mom. And then you had like it's just again it's just another kind of just like generic looking like oh no like an Indian guy with like a really big mustache or something like that. They've just got like all their name like about 4 or 6 of their last names like they're Singh. And it's just like oh cool. How is this even legal? How is that actually legal? The truth is, it's just because it's only DEI when it's white people. It doesn't matter, and this has happened with all the times. And it's just funny because, like, there's a podcast that I join, and it's just mostly full of like English people, and even in that, like, we get infiltrated by just like Indian people, and it's like they're just arguing. It's just arguing, and my question is just why is it every time I speak to an Indian man, it's just arguing all the time? Why can't they be happy? Why can't they just like thank you for everything you've done or whatever? Even if they fuck the fucking slavery or shit, just be happy you're here. Be happy. Like my great granddad, when he fought in World War II, he won and Germany was defeated. Because if Germany had won, you wouldn't be here. I know that's going to sound very like high level, but you probably wouldn't, because Germany would have just eventually eradicated every single person who wasn't like white. Sorry to say it that bluntly, but he would have. He would have. If he won, let's say he didn't invade Russia and he just did win, and like America didn't make the nukes. They would just like he would just like lick his wounds for a bit, and then probably just really heavily restart rebuilding and just turn like most of Europe into like the Third Reich. At that point as well, like it'd probably just turn into like a massive slug against like the US. So it'd probably be a pincer attack where the Japanese would invade over the Pacific, and then the Third Reich, they would invade using the whole of Europe and just send like a fuck off massive like huge fleet over, and you just had to like, just bomb the actual fuck out of like trying America. Like it'd be a hell of a job, but I don't know. But let's just hypothetically just suggest that it was the case. Yeah, they wouldn't be there. You just wouldn't, because eventually, they would have just everyone would have just become one race, and it's like there's just like the saddest thing about it is like there is like there's all these pros and cons about like actually like would that have actually made the world like more peaceful if everyone was just in one race? Because you'll be like, well, there'll be no black people, and you'll be like, yeah, but exactly, but they wouldn't be there. And it's like you can't, and it's like you're not allowed to talk about it, because I think like the powers to be and the minorities are aware that like I think white people could very easily just do that, especially if we work with China. If America and Europe, we just fed up with like I don't know the Middle East and fucking Africa. Do you want to just go in there or just like let's just end this? I know China probably would be quite privy to that, because they would just be very happy to be able to like we just like we could divvy up all of like the countries and just have all the resources, so we could just be like all the rare metals and because it's like people have made such good points about it. They said like the Jews, for example, were genocided during World War II, and they've managed to make Israel into like still a really thriving place with like some of the most and smartest people come out there. Because the Jewish people are smart. Their IQ is higher than like just even white people. I'll give them that. And the same with the Chinese. And it's funny as well because like, if you like, there's a like, I don't know if they're just like mock or like fake accounts, but you get like these like fake. I'm gonna assume that they do these Chinese accounts on X, and I just listen to the way they talk about other races. They don't give a fuck. They just know it. They don't care. There was like this Chinese woman who was just talking about how she felt about that Japanese prime minister because she was like acting a little bit kind of like flirtatious in like one of the meetings, and they were calling it like really inappropriate, and she was just like being so like rude about it because the Chinese don't care. They just don't. They just see they have their like power system in their head, so they know if like an Indian person just says something to them, they'll just say like fuck off, or like just say really blatant, like just say like I don't want to waste my time talking to you. Like, or they just don't want to like process it or they just won't honor it. And it happened when I was at sea. When I was at sea, I was on like a Taiwanese container ship, and the Filipinos were on the bridge at the time, and the Filipino was like talking on because you have to like you have to put your radio into like this like it's like this radio station which is just like it's just almost like a COD server if you were, but it's just open, so just anyone's allowed to like talk in case like you need any help or anything like that. And so anytime there's like any like Pakistani or Indian ships, it would just be like, you Filipino monkey, you want a banana? And then like he would like I think his name was Rolando. He was like, wait, you talking to this? You talking to this? And I just started talking like in my voice like now, like really proper English, and it just shut up immediately because they were just worried that like they don't fuck with the British. Because it's like, again, they've got a hierarchy in their head. The Indians know they can fuck with the Filipinos, but they can't fuck with the British. Because what are they going to do? He's not. How's he going to be racist to me? Because if he tries to be racist, I'll just make fun of how he talks. Because that's the thing that pisses the Indians off the most, is because they think they've got a better grasp of English than obviously any other country, and even if that's the case, to go and think you have it over me is just get off my land, mate. Get my goddamn nation's tongue out of your goddamn mouth. Keep my nation's accent out your goddamn mouth. I said that completely wrong. But you know, I'm off the script. So yeah, it's like just gotta be careful, and always go and touch grass as well. Because just remember, like anything that happens to you online isn't real, really. It is, but it isn't. Like no one that cares about any of these little things. No one cares about random posts. No one cares about even like stuff that gets really viral. If like something goes to like 30 million or something like that, unless it's crazy. Generally, if it's just a stupid like someone's just said something stupid and it's just being like critiqued, it's just like, yeah, yesterday's fish and chips. Like the one thing I think I've learned is actually how much I overestimated most people's memories. I have a really good memory. I think I got it off my dad, because my dad, like, he can just remember stuff like, he can still remember, like, his register list from when he was in school. Like, I can't even remember that. I think I could probably name you off, like, a lot of the people I actually did probably go into school with, actually. So I could do that, but if I wrote them down, then I could probably do it, because it would be in, like, name order. But he could just do it. I'm like, I think you do have maybe a photographic memory. He's like, no, I don't know. And then he just starts to like talk about like, I don't know, really like in detail about what his like first day of going to school was like, and then exactly what he remembers eating for like the school dinner at that point, and going to the school dentist. And it's like, okay, That no, no, no. Everyone has those memories, and then like I'll ask my mum, and she's just like, oh, I don't know. It gets a bit foggy around that point. But most people just, I don't even think have object permanence. I think if you take stuff away from it, just forget about it. So a lot of the world's inbred. And that's the other grift that's happening. There's a lot of people who are, until they realise the bubble bursts, and like people like, more people like me wake up and realise, no, we can't be like letting just like inbred African people have the same opinion as us. It's just, it isn't. I'm sorry, like if it has to go to IQ test, we'll do it, but we can't have someone who's like some Kenyan guy who's got like an IQ of like 80 come here and preach to us about like what it means to be, you know, British, and how he, you know, and then just be surprised that if he gets any power, that immediately he just starts to like put all the natives to one side, and like we just can't do anything about it as people, because and this is the problem. It's just like it gets to a point where you just think, yeah, we can do something about it. There's like loads of us. We just fucking can. If you're just gonna be a dickhead to us, we can literally. It's just like the best way to see it is you basically, in a sense, politicians and the government are like almost the equivalent of like football managers. In theory, if they're not doing a good enough job, it's the stakeholders, and we're the stakeholders. We're like the actual people who are paying the taxes, which are the salary of like the club and if we don't like what they're doing, yeah, we can just like start to like argue and complain and just almost like, yeah, force them out. And I know like they'll say, well, but I think it is by the right of the people for us to have a right to protest if we don't like the way the country's being run. And if it just so happens that the majority has that same opinion, then it's no longer really like it's not just like a small bad, you know, group of wayward thinkers. It's now it's the whole most of the country. So you're probably the one that's wrong. You know what I mean? It's not like it's like that meme where it gets to the point where it's just like Keir Starmer's by himself, and he's like, oh my god, the whole country is racist. I'm the only one here who's not racist. And it's like, yeah, well, get with the program. We need you gone then. Like, you're now the minority for thinking of like the country. But the way he does it is you basically demonize his enemies. So effectively, it's just like if you're against him, you're just an enemy. You're just a terrorist, basically. That's the theory. Is that he is the almighty virtue of correctness, and like anyone who dares to like say anything against him is an enemy of the state, basically. Or you're racist, whatever that even means. So I'm just thinking like, what does racism actually mean? It's like having a I suppose a negative opinion on someone just based strictly on the fact they are a race. I think it's kind of like the most basic thought. It's just like, so if you just see a white and a black man, you just don't trust the black person just because on principle it's because like he's black. I think that it would be just kind of describing it. And that's almost like the big psyops is that we're noticing is that what's happening is you're not allowed to like make any like pattern recognition or any assumptions, because if you just keep watching like all these videos and you keep getting given the statistics and you keep like learning about the stuff that's been covered up, you're not allowed to make a judgment based on someone's like skin type based on that information. And that's essentially the biggest psyops. It's just a lot of the men are waking up now and just being like, nah, fuck that, like we don't believe that. Like this is probably all been made by someone who either is a minority trying to like exploit white people. So again, they're trying to use the white people's guilt to like But the problem is just you have now like a conditioned group of angry young white men who are sick of just being told like they're like bigots or fascists or sexist or whatever, because they've been told that since the beginning of like the internet. Like, I remember going on the internet, like, or playing like the sort of Call of Duty or Halo 3, and people would say KYS all the time. It was just, and it was almost just like water off a duck's back, because I was in that like really like brutal period of like the internet where it was very like common, and you just go on. Yeah, I'm sure 4chan is fucked still, but you'd go on B and it'd just be like the double N word meme was like really hot then, and it's just like so many variants of just like such blatant racism, just or like the watermelon and oh look, I've just made N-word anium or something like that, and it's just like in all of this, it's just all been like it's just from the right at the get-go. Not that they're still not easy to find out, but that's what I'm saying. I've just been kind of grandfathered into it. And I swear, like back then, if people just said, "Oh, go end yourself," it was like zero, little to no repercussions back then. I almost feel like being banned was like very difficult. I'm not even joking. I just feel like it wasn't like today where there was just people. Maybe that's just because social media wasn't as big, but I don't recall ever having like people having issues with like ever getting banned. And I remember. I'm not gonna sit and pretend. Like me and my friend, yeah, we probably did. Used to call people the N-word all the time, like on like Halo 3, because you do. It's just funny. I'm not gonna pretend I didn't. And you're gonna have to find the proof, because I might be lying. Maybe I'm not remembering it right. So if you want to try and cancel me, you have to find the evidence. Because I mean, I actually might not have. Actually, now I think about it, but I do remember like one time, like. We were playing like Saints Row 2 online, and it isn't as fun as you think it is, because you're like, oh wow, Saints Row 2 online. It's not. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like you just both loaded in like they did these small like little areas, but it was still like really interesting for the time. Inside a hospital, and I think it was seen like the main weapon of choice was just pipe bombs and just handheld grenades, and it was like the pimp slap one. So it was like I think it was like if you killed the pimp, yeah, it was like if you killed the pimp, you became a pimp, and the pimp was just like really fast and had like loads of health, and his like power was he just had like this like big foam hand, and if he like slapped the person with it, it just made this like whoosh sound, and they just instantly die, and they just went ragdoll, and their character would just like fling off into the wall or something. And it was just groundbreaking back then, because it was the first exposure. I was like, "Oh, these people are online?" You're like, "Yeah, man, these people are like from America and stuff." It was just like, wow, it was like the first time I was like seeing how easy to play online was. It wasn't like fucking Doom, where you just have to like sit around and jerk off in a circle on your computers. Put in the right server number, subnet mask, and really easy. The Dreamcast did, but again, it was very niche, and my friend just didn't do it. I don't really know what it was like, but I know they did. And it was just funny. So we just did that, and I just remember him playing, and I think he did yell the N-word out quite a lot on that. He was like, it's very liberating, and it was back as well when Halo 3 was really sick, and it's like you could like basically play on the matchmaking modes, and they used to do like these really cool things where it was like the zombie infection, and you could make like these custom maps, and people would do these like insane like maps where they just made like these huge cages, and you just had like this ball, and it was yeah, that was it. It was like they made this like massive like cage in the sky, and then you all had like those hammers, the gravity hammers, and then there was like a ball in the middle, and it was literally like a really basic version of what was it called, Rocket League or whatever it was. And it's just, there was so many good little things like that. And then who was it, Bungie? They were like, no, we don't want you to have it fun, so they like blocked all of like the community stuff. There was just so many really other good ones, and it was like it just basically like added the extra like je ne sais quoi of Halo was just being able to play custom, because you can do it in this, interesting enough. But it was just stupid. Now, it was the first taste I remember of like where you just felt like a company was being a dick for just no reason aside from they just didn't want you to have a feature, which would have just made it really fun. The zombies was so good because it was just basically one person was infected. It was infected, sorry, and it was like they just like glowed green, and if you touched someone who was uninfected, they became infected. And the whole point was, yeah, just either time out as the survivors, or if you're infected, infect them before the time. And some people just made some such good levels where there was like, I remember there was this one where it was like a Halloween level one, and they just like, the lighting was just so good, and it was all like inside, so they like made it so like you're just trapped inside like this like Saw like esque internal building, and it was just such good creativity went into that. Because it reminded you a bit of a bit, probably shows your age a bit, but Time Splitters 2 was like a really good game. Because that was, I think, the first game where it really did kind of like allow you to really customize stuff, and it very much felt like GoldenEye, like a new gen of GoldenEye. That's probably my closest way to say it. Because I remember going around my friend so much, and he had it for GameCube, and we could have a really good time with Time Splitters 2, just being like. Especially when it was still relatively new, because it's hard to just judge games with complete rose tinted glass. Sorry, without rose tinted glasses, because you will just probably base it on something. If you played like, so if I gave you like Red Faction 2 and so go play this today, you'd probably like enjoy it, but fundamentally you probably wouldn't, because you just feel like I've played how good the modern shooters are now, and just like how crap the movement feels in this, and how sluggish everything feels, and how bad the shooting is. But if you played Red Faction 2 when it first came out, you'd probably feel like, oh my god, like look at this, you can actually like look down the iron sights, that's really sick. There was a point, I think, where like looking down the iron sight wasn't like super common. I think most PlayStation 1 games, it was like you didn't really do that. I do feel like it was only like one of the first Call of Duties or model, because my first Call of Duty game, I did play it. My friend did have it. It was really sick. It was like, it was just straight World War II, and it just basically did all the big battles. And I remember just like the first scene, it was like you're running into a church, and the church like blows up, and then like the church falls on you, and you're like clambering out of the rubble, and as you do, like an enemy tank just like goes over the rubble, and you just have to scramble out. And it's like the graphics of that scene was probably still will look shit, but back then I was like, wow, this is actually insane. It was so good. And it was just that also I think you had like that infinite like enemy thing where it was like in the background it just like they just did like this effect where they had like really low res like models just where it just kept running down towards the beach, sorry, like down the grassy pane, and then it just kept loading in like just random NPCs, and it just felt like there was just so many people, and it was just insane. Because like the first Call of Duty games were really good when they just did do World War II, but then they just obviously you can't just keep doing World War II. Even though I think they should just do like a really good World War II one now, because I think like it's probably been long enough since I think they've done like a like they could try and do like a new Battlefield 1, because they did do Battlefield 2. Oh, it's confusing now, like what the naming convention is of it, but Battlefield 1 is the one which is like in World War 1, and then they did Battlefield 2, which was it was actually another game set in World War 2, but it just didn't pop off as good as the first one, because it was just that people just said it was more like a DLC. But like, I think they could do it if they just generally did like a really good World War II one, which just had like a good combination of like. Because sometimes I prefer it when the weapons aren't as like over the top. Because even in this, I just feel like you die so quick. I wish you just felt like you were just like maybe a bit more spongy. Because even when I'm using like my. Like, even if you're a medic and I've got like the heavy machine gun and it just like like I suppose probably getting hit by one or two of those probably would kill you, but like I don't know, it just feels like it shouldn't really be as powerful as like uh oh, I might have got the other way around. Or like sorry, when you have like an assault rifle and you just sort of shoot them, I feel like you can take people out in like a couple of bullets of that, and it's just is that really gonna be like as powerful as if you got shot with like a sniper or something like that? I just feel like I don't know. So I do feel like I remember the old Battlefield games. It was just a little bit less arcadey, where you were like spending good amount. Because I do remember watching my friend play it, and it would be really unlikely. It sometimes wasn't uncommon that he would only die like once or twice in that match, which would last like 40 minutes. Because he used to be a sniper, and he used to just be like properly in like the ghillie suit. It was like the really famous level from 4, where it's just like. There's like, you're in like there's all these like really tall grassy fields, and there's like I think in a couple wind turbines, but it was like a really big level, and I think it did have jets and stuff. And he was just like a sniper, but I just remember just like him spending ages just crawling about and just like. I was like, is this the point of the game? Do you only get one life? Because I thought that could be sick. If you only had one life, you really had to take care. So everyone's suddenly really careful. I'm going to go to the lure and I will play, because I'm aware that I'll probably only get one game in before I got to go. Who's your favourite guinea? Is it Ginger, Tiramisu, Snowball 2, Sherbet, or Mocha? If you don't know who's who, then that's too bad. The trade-off is I'm not going to play games, but I'm going to like just do a little circuit. Have the guineas on there. So again, it's just like if you just want all inputs on, that's okay. I can just minimize the chat. No, just mute him, and then you can just cut the window out. So it's just that little bit, and then you'll just be able to like get a nice little live guinea pig feed. That's why when people say, the input, you get no bitches. I'm like, I've got 6, oh, 5 girls waiting for me to go home. I normally get given a look. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't do human trafficking. And they both look at each other again. I'm like, oh god. Oh, it's double XP day. Well, then I'll definitely have to play on there. I'm nearly my level my boss was. But again, I probably played longer than him. There's no doubt about it. He's married. Like, there's no way. He can't compete against me. But he used the cheats. He used the wait, what gun do I have again? There was a gun that was like I had new. Oh, whatever. Yeah, you want to take. I want to make use of this. I said you do one battle, but you get twice the experience. I said you do one battle, you get double the experience. Only like true people will get that one. It's okay because I've turned off my chat. I can just act like an asshole. I said you buy one, you get one free. I said you buy one, you get one free. It was like the best advert, 'cause it just didn't make any sense. So why it was so funny was, it was just a double glazing company. Which, double glazing, don't get me wrong, yeah, absolutely probably profitable business. But it was just like, what was the advert? It was just, it looked like it had been filmed with a budget of like £1,000. And I'm sorry, you know, I'm just gonna say it as it is because it's obviously distracting. But he is like he's a small person. He's really short, and he's got like a thick northern accent. And he's wearing like a king's outfit, and you're like, what does that mean? And he's got like the big ceremonial jacket. He hasn't got a crown on, but he's just got a big ceremonial jacket on, and he's like wearing like a barred shirt. And it's like, again, I don't know what that's got to do with like the show or the product. Oh shit! I fell for it. Hook, line, and a sinker. Doesn't make me feel good to shoot a black man, but we gotta do what we gotta do. And he's going. I said, you buy one, you get one free. I said, you buy one, you get. And he's like, as he's saying that, he's like walking, and they're just in like a warehouse, and it's just covered in like white sheets. So it just looks like purgatory. But they've just like put all these like double glazing windows. So what do I mean by that? I said just like the frames, the glass. And as he goes, I said you buy one, you get one free. He's just like pushing them as he's walking on, pushing them over. And then it just, and then as he does that, randomly there's like a bunch of guys who are like obviously the fitters, and they're just look like absolutely average blokes, just like proper like white bandmen. See, I'm killing it at the moment. Right, this is what I mean. Right? Double XP weekend, definitely. Yeah, and that's the kind of the advert, and it just gives the phone number. I can't remember it. Probably was a really success, and the reason it was really funny is just because everyone saw it, because it was like on primetime TV. This was like back when, you know, everyone would watch the same TV, so you would have like a water cooler conversation where like you'd be like, did you see, you know, the adverts would actually be like kind of mainstream topics. Now, like, not anymore, because there's so much, people just, do you know, there's too much media, too many adverts, too much shit. But back when there was only like 4 TV shows, you could control a lot more like what people were saying, so you could do the adverts and stuff where like, if you got like a really funny advert, people would be talking about it for ages. Help me, dog eyes. Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, dude. Boom. Oh. Watch out for the mines! I love mines. Oh shit. Save me, Kid Boba. I love your shows. Oh, I love your TV shows. Thank you.
You're a lifesaver.
Oh. I know I ran away from my man in need. I mean, that was one hell of a life. That was probably one of my best lives I've ever done. That was like... That was next level. Bombs away! Well, that sucks. Oh, really? That's bullshit. What am I getting angry at? Oh. Bombs away! Oh, lucky. I went demon mode. Oopsie. Oh. Why would they kill old Smokey like that? Yes. Oh. Yeah, that's the vehicle I was talking about. Like, the game gets fun when you get the bot.
Marked objective is under threat. Defend the position. All right, we have an enemy sniper located in the mission area.
Oh goody. Willies and poo. Oh. Oh my goodness, we might win.
Attention! Hostile attack confirmed on Charlie.
Ah. Finally. Freedom.
We now control objective Delta.
Wow.
Enemy attack is underway on Bravo.
Uh-oh.
Enemies are attacking the ship.
Bombs away. This is how I roll, man. Whoops. Bombs away.
Objective Alpha.
How did that not kill him?
Attention! Enemy forces have captured Charlie.
I'm mental. Exactly.
The enemy are attacking Objective Alpha.
Aha.
Objective Charlie has been lost.
Where do you think you're going, helicopter boy?
Delta has been secured.
He dodged it. Oh, no, he didn't. He didn't. Whoa! Uh-oh.
You're leaving the battlefield. Return to combat.
No, I love Norfolk. Okay. Good lord. Oh! When does that do so much? Wasn't even an anti-vehicle tank, it was just a standard tank. Standard RPG. Oh, wait again? There he is. Get him. He's fucking crazy, mate. They're all in this building. There he is. Get a little rat. Get Asmongold. Oh. Wasted him. Oh, he's on top of the building. There's a drone. Ooh. Is that is dead? I gotta kill it. Oh, you little shit! No, they're good. What are you doing? Oh shoot! Looks like it looks like a spirit ball. Jesus Lord. Even our boys in the sky are coming down. Got him! He's killed 4 people. He's killed 4 people. Uh-oh, there's a tank. I can't see him. Huh? Got him! Ah! There. Get it! Oh, it's too high. Got him! Got him! Hehehe. Ooh! Oh, what? Where's that coming from? Where are they? Huh? Got him! It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Whoa, nice. Dueling monkey, nice one. Uh-oh. Smokey can take it. I've seen Smokey get through most of this. Oh, I went through the house! How sick is that? I went through the little door. Got it! Oh, you little bat. Whoa! Oh, there's the one. Got it! Oh shit. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Now that was probably one of the best matches I've ever played. That was very good. Yeah, plenty of fun there. I must have leveled up quite a lot with them. Look at that, 20 grand. Wicked! Wicked! Look at that, double XP, man. Wicked! Wicked! Yeah, I'm gonna play this after because it's. I've only got 20 minutes. No, probably don't. But I'll come back on after. Because how can I not take advantage of that? So what gun was that there? No. I didn't even use my sword. But it is an assault gun. Okay. Fine. I was like, I didn't even kill anyone with that. What gun was it? Oh, was it the vehicle? No? Still haven't, almost got aim guided. That's gonna be the best one. Yeah, that's the best. It's probably the best. That's cool. This is currently unavailable. Come back soon. Oh, that's cool. Quick, effective. I know, I need to get good at this. Probably be a good time to do it, wouldn't it? Can this stuff even get upgraded? Maybe not. That's a shame. Although, to be fair, it did make it fun because it was bullshit when it was like, before, you had to unlock the flares. It was so shit. It was just so rubbish. I just remember like playing it and I was like, I'm so bad at using the plane. And I was like, I don't get why. And I was like, realised that literally the only thing you had when you got the jet was the fucking Gatling gun. And that's like so hard to kill anything with the Gatling gun. Honestly, try and kill in real time as well. We're not talking about like shitty. This is the problem. Is the I lost my train of thought. Yeah, is actually how difficult online is. Because you know when you're playing online, you're not playing against a bot, and you're not even playing against like a human in the sense of in that universe. You're not playing like with a real soldier who's like generally like aware of how fragile his life is at the moment, and he's going to be really worried and very scared and probably like very careful about what they do. Like, no, it doesn't do that. When you're playing online, everyone's just schizoid and everyone's just running around and they don't care because they just know that they're going to die. So to try and kill like a jet is really difficult because like they're all just gonna like fly around like fuckheads and they're all just gonna like just be like doing crazy shit that you probably couldn't even do in real life because the jet just wouldn't let you do it. But because it's a game, it doesn't matter. So everything's just really difficult, and everyone just run like all the soldiers just run in and they just don't care. Even if it's like they can see there's like a guy who's just there with a machine gun, they'll just people will still run in just because they think there's a good chance of you to. In real life, you might not. You might like think a little bit differently and just be, well, is there a different option? But over there, it's just like they don't care. Or you just get like the stupid people like driving stuff and they just don't know how to use stuff. Like what he would never get that in the army. You might get like a technical error, but like sometimes, and I've done it. Like if you get in a jet, it's just funny to think like the army spent like $50 million US dollars like, this jet fighter and this pilot. He's probably like spent like well he's a human being for one, but like also like. The army have had to, the Air Force have had to like just spend countless years training the soldier who just like gets off the runway and just like does a really shoddy bang and just crashes into like. And I'm sure that happens, and I'm sure it's not their fault. But I'm talking like it is their fault just because they know they're not experienced enough to be in the jet. Because even if you're just saying like it's the first time they played the game, then they shouldn't be in the jet, should they? But yeah, I'll come back on. Can I use the XP boost again? It's like 4 times. I just never use grenades. Fuck grenades. Oh, breakthrough, no. Hmm? Okay. I mean, that's bullshit, isn't it? Perform a headshot. Take damage. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that is annoying. It's a headshot as well. It's really tight. The worst thing is I wish they like it kept a track of that. So what I mean is like if you'd already done it in the past, they'd already done. Cause I love it when games do that, but they don't normally. It's so shit when like you do a game and it's like you've killed 100 dragons and then you go speak to like, this new dragon slayer quest and like, oh, don't suppose you'd mind killing 50 dragons for me, would you? And it's like you just got to kill 50 new ones. You're like, oh fuck, you just got to do it again. It's nice when you do that and they go, oh, it's or just automatically just like you stop talking to them and then it just says mission, kill 50 dragons and it goes, mission complete. Please speak to the wizard. That's the best thing, because then you feel like you've cheated the game as well. So you feel like you've outsmarted the game, which in turn makes you kind of like it, because you feel like, well, it just makes you feel good, doesn't it? Okay, this isn't bad, because that looks dope. So I've almost got that. Well, okay, fine. That's pretty simple. I mean, that's not a difficult one, really, is it? So, I mean, I think Angry Joe was just shit picking a little bit because, yeah, the 200-meter one is pretty bad, I suppose. But like, it's only 5, I guess. So I think if you did spend the whole game doing that level where like you can go on that massive hill and you're just shooting people on the buildings, I reckon you could probably, you'd on average at least get 1 if you were like, if you had a decent sniper rifle, like you've got like a good powerful sniper with a clean scope, and you just played, because I feel like there was pretty newbie people, and that was probably one of the best rounds I've ever played in terms of just like I don't think I'd ever gotten that many clean kills before. Like, generally I'm just really shit, but there was a couple of like rounds in that where I was like I killed like a good, like I think there was one where I killed 3 people, and when I was in the vehicle as well I ended up killing quite a lot of people as well on that. And I think I took out about like 2 or 3 helicopters. But that's the thing, that's why sometimes it's very difficult with online, because you can just, if you get really lucky, you can just get like an absolute troglodyte team. And it's just like, you can just take advantage of it. I think I remember being in like, it was Modern Warfare 2, and I got the achievement where I sniped, and I was just a complete fluke. But I just accidentally, like, I was like looking down the scope, and it was like that level in the terminal level of the airport, and it was the part where there's like the long corridor, which has got like facing the glass, which then shows you where all the planes are on the runway. And I was just looking down that. I was on the side with the because there's the fast food side, and then there's the side which is like the entrance to the plane, and it's like a bag shop or something like that. And I was just looking down the scope on multiplayer, and I just put the scope down, but I accidentally like pushed the shoot button and I just shot. And obviously at that time, just like 3 people just the equinox happened, and 3 people just happened to be like where it was. I just killed them, and it just like the screen just started like, because it makes this like scream sound. It was it just kept doing that because I like just did so many achievements at once. I did like free triple kill, 3 headshots, 3 headshot no scope, 3 headshots, 3 kills, 1 bullet, and it just like kept like going. And my friend was like, "What did you do? What did you do?" I was like, "I don't know." And it just like afterwards, it just we had all these like really cool like rare accolades, because back then it was like you used to get the little calling cards if you did like really insane things. And that was just like one of the really hard ones. So I think there was one for like 360 no scope as well. But that was just like a complete freak accident. And that's just one of the ones where, again, I think like if you're a sniper and you're just like, you and your friends like had that as like a little badge of honor, you would probably be like really annoyed, because that's just going to be one that's really hard to emulate unless you just got. Because that's the thing with online, you can never really properly tell. There are probably just like areas like that where they will just work out that obviously you've got higher proper probability of that happening, but you know it's not going to be something you can just replicate over and over again. Alright, well, I'm going to go, so